Game 2, we saw RNG pretty much run away with the game. Now, in game... Wait, did I say Game 3? In Game 2, we saw RNG pretty much run away with the game, and FPX now is on the blue side with the Alistar ban as well as the Thresh ban. It seems to be a favorite of red side to ban out... What am I saying? With the Alistar and Lucian ban followed by the Udyr ban, will this be a Hecarim ban to counter? Because otherwise, you'll be giving FPX that Hecarim for free. Nope. Looks like RNG doesn't want to allow a trade off here. And now, first pick coming in, I would be fully expecting to see perhaps the Olaf, the Jace is the hover. Okay, Nuguri now taking the Jace away from Xiaohu. FPX still trying to just dislodge RNG from his comfortable spot in the top lane. Now Xiaohu was mighty uncomfortable last game, I'm pretty sure, fighting against the Irelia. And I'm not quite sure I like this Jace pick coming into FPX because I'm pretty sure Xiaohu is not going to play Jace anymore, knowing full well that Irelia is on the board unless they throw a ban out at it. Kai'Sa seems to be a hover here for Gala, and I love watching Kai'Sa's Gala. I absolutely love it. I adore it so much. Kai'Sa's Gala is so aggressive and has so much potential to make such big plays. As the Olaf hover is coming in here from RNG, I think this is about the second best champion you can get after Hecarim and Udyr, of course. On the side of FPX, then what will we see? There's of course the possibility to see a Lee Sin. The jungle choices aren't that optimal right now, so there's a chance we see the Lee Sin, we can see the Graves. I like this Tristana hover coming in here from FPX. The Xayah I think just doesn't fit the bill, and I like having this tower taking kind of all inning champion as the Rel pick comes in. Looks like FPX had an idea coming into it. If they're gonna see if they can get the better jungler, but if RNG trade junglers, then they're just going to go for a nice engaged support that Chris is exceptionally comfortable on. RNG on the other hand with a flex pick Gragas. There's a good chance, however, that this is going to be a support Gragas, because I don't think Gragas has such a fine time top lane against the Jace. That being said, if he goes AP, he does have the potential to one-shot him, especially when he hits 6, so Nuguri might be in danger. Of course, this could be a mid lane Jace, but I sincerely doubt it, as now the jungle bans are coming out from the side of RNG. I completely forgot about that Lilia pick. For FPX, will they probably target out the top or mid or maybe even support? They can try and force this to be a Gragas support by banning out perhaps a Leona and Nautilus, leaving very few, close to none, no other engaged support picks. Of course, the Rakan is something that I forgot about as well. On the side of RNG here, they could look to ban out the Graves. Twisted Fate seems to be their choice. And FPX, they could ban out... What could they look to ban out? Looking at RNG's team composition now, it's kind of divey, a little bit of disengaged. They could perhaps look to ban out the Akali, is still available. They could look to ban out the Sylas as well. Sylas or the Not. I like that Not ban coming in here. A lot of respect. Ming making big plays in the past 2 games. In Game 1, flashing, splitting the Red Sea and hooking in LWX. And in Game 2, roaming around and making plays all over the map as the Orianna pick comes in for Gala or Xiaohu, you know, you really don't know at this point in time. FPX, I like to see, looking based on their team composition, I think this is alright. This is alright for Victor. Kled is very doing B-esque. Volibear, that's the jungle pick for sure. I like the Akali. Azir is not really something I would like to see. I'm fine with Victor. I'm fine with Akali. I'm always fine with Akali. Definitely not cast in place. Sylas is also available as well. And Ultimates on the enemy team stack pretty decently with Sylas, of course. But it looks like it's not decent enough as the Akali pick comes in, doing me all smiles, feeling kind of confident on it. What will RNG pick here? Now, I think this might be a Gragas top. Not many support options available. They could go for the Leona over here. It's pretty much the last engaged support available. And it looks like they prefer having long range engage. Now they do have very nice team fighting with the Olaf sprinting in, the disruption coming in from the Solar Flower as well as the explosive cask, and of course Gala's ability to just jump into the backlines of the fight. Orianna ultimate is always going to be there to help peel anybody or help clump everybody up. On the side of FPX, what the heck, is Xiaohu really going top lane? Okay, on the side of FPX, it looks like we have a standard stable dive composition coming in. Squishy, they're just going to squishy them up a little bit with Nuguri up at the top side with a few shock blasts, and then jump in with Tien doing the LWX and Crisp, and just see how it goes. As usual, am liking RNG's composition a little bit more here. I like that they've got like a top laner that could go tank, could go AP. I like that they've got a running in bruiser, and then they've got a lot of ability to dive and reposition. That being said, I think FPX's composition might be a little bit easier to pull off up until the mid game when RNG, because of that shockwave, may experience some difficulty getting in close, running in at RNG. Looking at the players right now, Xiaohu, probably immense pressure being put on him. If you guys remember from Game 2, RNG really emphasized running up there to help out Xiaohu, and the reason for that is because Nuguri is still one of the best top laners in the game. So if you got, and Xiaohu, he's by no means a bad player, but this is his debut year in top lane. Can you cut him some slack? You got to support your boy. But he's got so much experience. I think he's done an exceptional job across the entire split. And of course he has, because look where RNG is here today. RNG, a legacy of singling out one player and protecting them for almost the entirety of the game. And that legacy first initially was developed really on Uzi, and it looks like he has transitioned only naturally to the most senior player on the team, and that is Xiaohu. Very excited to see what the rest of the year holds for this young lad, this champion of a man, as FPX and RNG Game 3 starts right now. Looking at the lanes, let's see, where will FPX want to put the most of the emphasis on? They can put emphasis on, of course, the top lane as well as the bot lane. If I was FPX, I would play more towards bot, but seeing as to how FPX has been playing, there's a good chance that they play towards top as well. Doing B in the mid lane, chances are is just going to try and get... He can also... Actually, FPX can play through all three lanes. Meanwhile, RNG, I think they will kind of want to play towards bot and mid, because getting Aggregus ahead, I mean, as good as it sounds, probably isn't too big of a deal. So, looking at this now, FPX have priority in the top side in the early levels. Doing B will be able to easily match the clear of Crying once he gets enough points into his 5-point strike. And in the bot side, I would say the FPX definitely have the advantage early. Of course, as usual, as always, as it should be, we are going to be watching, hopefully, the bot lane fight for level 2, because that's where most of the action will go down. LWX has his cleanse as well, Hail of Blaze, while Chris probably has his dismount and mount up ability. Crash down and mount up, sorry. While Gala has Hail of Blaze available as well. So RNG going for a leashless red start on Wei, which allows that the bot lane of RNG to get there first as Ming is stepping forward. Does he have Zenith Blade or does he have Shield of Daybreak is the real Q, sorry. I don't really know what Leona's Q is called, so I'm just going to call it Q so I don't call it the wrong thing. And it looks like RNG very, very much in the lead in terms of XP, as already 5 creeps up on the side of RNG. The stun coming in, triggering out the aftershock, and chances are there won't be too much action in this level 2, as RNG is just 2 minions off of it, 1 more minion to go. Crying spotting out Tien doing his Raptors. Looks like there'll be no action going on in the bot lane, unfortunately, this game, ladies and gentlemen, but it's okay. We are almost guaranteed action later on as Nuguri jumps in with 2 disguise, just harassing Xiaohu a little bit as Wei's really, really low, clearing up his Raptor camps, low on both mana and HP, but he does have the red buff, so he probably will be in a fine position. Also has a smite available to get some HP back should he need it. As Chris jump flashing in onto Gala, as Gala flashes over the wall, Ming flashing in to try and save his AD carry, but he has no more abilities left. Another rocket jump coming in. It's a fight to the death. Elder Blast vs Gala. It's a duel of legends as the Praise Seeker void missiles come in. Gala tries to sidestep away from the crash down. Nearly gets taken out as the stun comes in. Is it enough? It is enough as in comes the Void Seeker, and Chris is taken out by another Acathian Rain. RNG's bot lane getting engaged on and somehow making the play. Beautiful flash over the wall from Gala and instantly followed up by both LWX and Chris, but somehow Ming, with the last sliver of mana that he has, able to just peel off the members of FPX's bot lane off of his AD carry. So I suppose in the early game it makes full sense for the lane with Leona to do more damage, if you think about it, because her passive gives you so much, especially if she hits all 3 of her abilities, that you proc her passive 3 times, especially if you are Kaisa. So let's see what happens here. So Chris very unceremoniously flashes in onto Gala. Gala gets instantly stunned up by the Attract Repel as well. And then the flash in from Elderbex to try and finish him off as Ming flashes in over, but Ming doesn't have any spells at this point in time, loses vision. Elderbex forced to enter the bush yet again. Unfortunately, the ward coming in too late. The crash down barely not killing him as the potion ticking actually saves out Gala, and Gala with his lifesteal from his domination tree actually somehow managing to stay alive and in 2 kills for himself. The lane is in a catastrophic state as Elderbex has a refillable potion to the Noon Quiver coming in from Gala. This is okay. Now RNG definitely play towards bot side, I think. Leave Xiaohu to his own devices up there. I think he's doing fine. He's down 9 CS. He's a bit low on mana, but if he's going AP, which is by the looks of it he is, he should be fine. Now Wei, clear out your top side, end up bot side, and hard dive this bot lane. hard dive. Once Wei is 6, I fully expect FPX's bot lane to get an unwelcome visitor. Xiaohu a little bit low on mana, but does have teleport available to him, so not too worried about his current state right now. If I was the members of RNG or even their fans, it's Tian walking down to this bot lane now to try and salvage the situation, to allow FPX's bot lane to push this wave in, perhaps get some pressure. And Gala, so far played except there was a little mistake coming in from FPX's bot lane. If they just warded out the tri-bush, they could perhaps have been in a better position and landed the killing blow on Gala, but the lifesteal coming in as the Zenith Blade comes out. Ming throwing it a little bit short, but still forcing out a rocket jump from LWX, which means LWX won't have that rocket jump available for about another double-digit seconds, perhaps 10. Now, realizing that could indicate Wei is in the area, both members of RNG now checking the tri-bush, doing B in the mid lane, getting tons of harass down. But he does have the fleet footwork in order to just sustain himself up a little bit. It looks like it is not enough as doing B, playing it quite dangerously. Not quite sure how close Xiaohu is to level 6 as RNG finishes up the dragon in the bot side. Such is the advantage of having a winning bot lane. RNG's bot lane honestly has been a true pleasure to watch. I absolutely love watching Gala and Ming make plays. RNG's bot lane is, I love that they look so alike. They look so alike on camera, but when they play, they don't look phased at all. They don't look panicky. I don't see much shouting at all. Gala is always looking the same. Whether he's at a sliver of HP having to kite away from 5 people or just CSing minions, his facial mannerisms are completely identical. Man plays with no emotion, which is kind of eerie if you ask me, but it's kind of fascinating. As a Sork Boots tier start coming in here from Crying, finishing up the entire item instead of opting for the components of his lost chapter, as Tian trying to steal away what he can from Wei, but he finds nothing there. Tian is only level 5 to the level 6 of Xiaohu and Nuguri. Doing B is running up as well as Wei is channeling his recall. Xiaohu might need to run away. Has body slam, has flash, has explosive class available, as down in the bot lane Zenith Blade goes in onto LWX as the flash coming in as well as the body slam, and Xiaohu managing to trade 1-for-1 in a 1v3 situation. Now it is Xiaohu's turn to turn up the heat on FPX. Meanwhile in the bot side, looks like nothing was gained from either player going in. So fantastic play coming in here from Xiaohu. Xiaohu doing an exceptional job. It's unfortunate for Tian that he did not have his ultimate available. LWX now walking back under tower using his nice low prey seeker, void seeker, sorry, there to just predict the rocket jump coming in from LWX. LWX having to buffer the stun with his rocket jump and doing an exceptional job as Wei plunders the bot side of Tian's jungle. Tian looks to be set exceptionally far behind. Looks like RNG have got a new focus now on FPX, new thing to focus on now on the side of against FPX. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Against FPX, as the jungler is not having a particularly good time now based on what we are seeing here. Tian is still level 5, nearly level 6, trying to just get as much as he can, but I think his bot side, it wasn't plundered by Wei because it was on cooldown, luckily for Tian. If not, he'd be irreversibly far behind, if you ask me, in my opinion. Now, quick moment of respite as Rift Herald is spawning now in about 10 seconds time, which gives us enough time to do a quick review of what the items are. Now, Noon Quiver and Serrated Dirk available in the bot side against Noon Quiver for LWX. In the mid lane, items are pretty even. In the top lane, items are pretty even. In the jungle, items are pretty even. But RNG, 3-man strong, Wei Xiaohu and Ming in the screen that you see. Invading blue buff, Ken about to face check into 3 people. Does not even realize that Xiaohu is in the area. And Chris is walking out as well. Doing B is keeping Crying busy in the mid lane as Tian goes in. Level 6 popped by the Gragas as the explosive class comes in. In goes Chris. Chris is not level 6, however, as in comes Doing B. But the shockwave is available as well. Tian needs to watch out, as does Nuguri. Crying using it now onto the backline. Unfortunately, it is not enough as Doinbi tries to slip past Xiaohu to try and hit Shuriken onto Wei. Unfortunately, nothing happens as blue buff is stolen away by Xiaohu. Might have been explosive cask. And a lot of trading going back and forth here between the players, but so far nothing too much coming out of it. Just Tian getting focused a little bit, getting a taste of his own medicine here in the jungle. Very much like how the round of 4 went. I keep on mentioning that game, but it's because it was quite memorable how FPX just bulldozed RNG in this series so far. RNG, if nothing else, has shown that they are adaptable, that they are ready for a fight, that they know how to grow and learn from their mistakes. And how can you not support a team that is able to do that? a lot of missing and help me pings are going on the Rift Herald as Wei along with Ming, the usual duo coming up. Gala is rotating up as well. Elderflex is not in the area. He's not begun to move. Looks like FPX will have to give up this Rift Herald. There is no way they contest this. Chris is still level 5, as is Ming, which means long range engage and AoE engage for both RNG and FPX respectively is not available. This also means, I guess, that Elderflex gets something back for himself in the bot side, able to perhaps get one plating. Nope, not even that, as he backs off a little bit too early. Crisp is in the area to ensure his safety, as Ming is spotted out in the mid lane. Whew. And actually, RNG not starting out Rift Herald. I suppose they were a bit worried for Gala. Gala is their main win condition, I suppose, and you need to kind of play around. You need to ensure that he does not get Doven. A little bit of pressure, push and pull, a little bit of Tai Chi going on here for either side, as Tian trotting over a wall quickly just kills it, as Doing B does as well. Chris, with channeling his recall now, has hit 6. Ming is level 5 with this slight experience advantage which might not last long. Will they force a fight here? Ming is in the bot side. River still not level 6, as Tian is in the area as well. Elder Blacks with him trotting back towards bot side. I suppose that's the best he can do at this point in time, as Wei is running up right now. Xiaohu, can he buy enough time? Wei is nearly here, nearly in lane. Nuguri spots out Wei, and I don't know if they know if Ming is there, but Crisp is quite far away from this, as is Doing B. Looks like RNG are going to be able to secure this. FPX looking to give it up, as in the bot side, Crisp is just trying to get some deep vision out and maybe catch out Gala if possible, but it doesn't look to be the case. Blue buff is up. I'm sure Doing B will very much enjoy grabbing that for himself, but he's spotted out on a ward as Ming is rotating now with Crying. Ming has hit level 6. He does have that long range solar flare engage available to him. Will he start up this blue buff here, as Rift Herald eventually falls? Will spawn in another 5 minutes time, as Elderbear is picking himself up a nice little plating. But Gala, I think he might have finished his mythic item at this point in time. Crying is doing a fantastic job over the course of this tournament as well, and over the course of the entire split, as Tian is in the area. Ming might be caught slightly out of position, as Chris does have his ultimate as well as mount up and dismount. Tian is probably going to have to flash over the wall, if not use his ultimate. In comes the Stormbringer right into Ming, but Ming does not have the Shield of Daybreak to bring him down, to stun him out. And just like that, nice little rotation coming in here from RNG, forcing out some spells. Dragon is up, which means they could look to go for it. Xiaohu in the top side is again 20 CS down, is not having the time of his life. Eclipse finished out here onto Nuguri. But Xiaohu is meant to be the losing side. Haven't really seen Wei with too many proactive plays so far this game, which I think has been slightly disappointing, considering the fact that I feel that bot side is just, you have so much potential play towards bot side. Nuguri is nearly knocked into tower by the explosive class. No one is in the area. Mid lane, Doing B is recalling, does have teleport available. He can look to use it top lane and look for a dive. He instead uses it mid lane, in order to just be there for his team if an ensuing fight were to start up. Elder a little bit far up, as Wei is rounding the Tribush, throws in an undertow to spot himself out. Something Ming does not have solar flare just yet, and Ken is not in the area, as Rift Herald is unceremoniously instantly spawned in the bot side by Wei. Doing B is rotating down. Crying is a little bit far away, but does have teleport. Let's see what happens here. Ken using the blast pun to close the distance. Looks like RNG are just going to back off and get some playthings for Wei. Gala and Ming realize that they don't want to start any fight that they cannot win. In the top side, Xiaohu just taking Krugs, if I'm not mistaken, or just making sure that he is safe in this side of the map, as Nuguri is just pushing without fear. Another shot blast ringing through, but Xiaohu able to sustain with his potions as well as his passive, taking a swig from the good old wine glass every now and again. Xiaohu does not have his ultimate, so will not actually be able to force Nuguri into an uncomfortable position. Tower is taken mighty low. Still 1 minute left of playthings. Doing B rotating up to ensure that his top laner was safe, as Xiaohu jumping in onto Nuguri. Nuguri using two disguise, but the phase rush is enough to keep Xiaohu away. Perhaps not, because Nuguri as well has phase rush. This a spell. This rune is just everywhere. I am coming, ping coming in from Wei, as Wei enters the Tribush right about now. Tian is in the area. Are they going to try and contest this blue buff, as well as Crying rotating up a little bit? Wei getting spotted out. Ming clearing out the wards in the Dragon, as Chris is walking down as well. Looks like a pretty casual game. 13 minutes in 4 deaths. This is a big difference compared to game 2, where at 13 minutes there were I think 11 or 13 minutes there was 13 or 15 kills. There's 2 more kills than there were minutes, as Tian face checks straight into Wei. Wei missing the first undertow, missing the second undertow, drops a pink ward and just walks off, missing a third undertow. Unfortunate. Now, Wei, I think, is very comfortable in the position that he's in. In the 2v2, I don't think FPX win this. Now, Doinby is rotating up as well. Wei is just now crossing in towards the bot side of his map as Stormbreaker comes in close, turning off the tower, and just like that, Xiaohu unable to get a 1-for-1 this time because of the Stormbreaker. Can instantly going in, not even waiting for the minions. You don't even need to, I suppose, when you can turn off the tower. And just like that, I'm pretty sure first tower of the game is going to fall in favor of FPX. FPX, yeah, quote unquote, playing towards the top side, 2 dives towards the top side, I suppose, counts. Well, Wei really hasn't been doing anything. Wei's just been farming. Man's been farming up a storm, 0 kill participation. Somehow, RNG though, just doing enough. Has Wei not? Okay, the question is here: is Wei not been doing anything, or has he been defending ganks, like by just showing pressure on the map? In the bot side, looks like Gala about to trade back the towers in his own favor. I suppose FPX's bot side realized the fact that the dive went successfully topside indicates that Wei is probably towards the bottom side proximity, and they don't want to give away anything if possible. Looks like the fights will be largely dictated around the neutral objectives, which are Dragon in 2 minutes, Infernal Soul for this game, as well as Rift Herald, which is in just over 1 minute from now. Doinby also having a pretty relaxing lane here with Crying, as Wei is spotted out by Tian. Wei with his Ragnarok and Roll is probably feeling mighty comfortable taking any fight, even if it's a 1v2 between these two champions, because CC is kind of all that they do. Tian will have the swing. Tian, do. Oh, Void Seeker missing out Doinby completely, not even able to stop his recall as Gala. Let me say, honestly, hasn't it been such a pleasure to watch this guy play Kai'Sa? Kai'Sa is a scaling champion, but he also is largely dependent, I think, kind of like Tristana, on getting a hit early. So you can't just sit back and scale like perhaps a Xayah. You know, Kai'Sa, you want to be able to get to the item power spikes, and you want to make as much aggressive plays as possible. I love the Kraken Slayer build coming in, but I fully expect him to dive in towards the back line onto LWX. Doinby is going to be diving onto him. So the best way to peel yourself away from an assassin is to dive the enemy back line. That's why I love Kai'Sa. As Tian looks to be coming up here, Stormbreaker is nearly off of cooldown, but Wei and Crying are just behind Xiaohu. So I don't think this will be a good call whatsoever. FPS realizing that there's no one out on the map, realize this as well. Looks like LWX and Gala just having a little scuffle out here as the Buster Shot throwing Gala back into Ming, really just taking him exceptionally low. And this is the power of Tristana, I suppose. 1 level down, a serrated Dirk down, and somehow being able to do so much more burst damage than Gala. Tristana is no pansy in the early game either, as Doinby just pressuring. Looks like a nice little 1-3-1 coming out here from FPX. Wei using his Strikebreaker to go forward and just harass out Tian a little bit. Xiaohu in the top side as Gala resets very quickly. Now let's see. Teleport is available for Xiaohu and Negri, not for Doinby and Crying. FPX looks like they're going to play towards the bot side, towards Doinby. I think I almost prefer it more if they play towards Nuguri, because Nuguri can actually get some damage as Ming jumps into the Zenith Blade onto LWS. LWS forced to flash out as well as cleanse as the Solar Flare comes in, but Xiaohu gets teleport straight onto LWS. LWS has got no more movement speed abilities as Xiaohu is just going to unceremoniously kill him out. Zenith Blade flash coming in here as Ming using his stopwatch to save himself from that shock blast, which have chunked him immensely as Nuguri takes to the skies against Nuguri, knocking him away, but Xiaohu with his explosive cast unable to knock Nuguri into him and his team. Xiaohu needs to be careful as in comes Gala. Gala's about to finish him off as Tian is finished off by Wei. Doinby trying his best to get Ming, but Ming is just the support. Ming is level 8. Somehow Doinby is still not doing any damage. Doinby is doing enough to just kill him out, but Wei is there as well as Crying, and just like that, a 4-4-2-1 going in favor of RNG. Nice little teleports coming in here from Xiaohu. Nuguri's teleport a little bit less impactful if we're going to be totally honest, and LWX Ming, oh beautiful. Ming is the MVP. RNG Ming is so good at this game. That engage onto LWX I thought was a bit crazy. He Zenith Blades him and then stuns him with his Q, forcing out the cleanse, and then when he sees the rocket jump, predicts, I don't know if he predicts it or he telegraphed the rocket jump and threw the solar flare where LWX was going to be, forcing out the flash, and then the beautiful teleport coming in from Xiaohu, missing the Everfrost but still able to just seize him up, not even having to use his ultimate. So you see here, watch this beautiful engage coming here from Ming. Ming sees him, Zenith Blade, uses his Q, forces the cleanse, sees the rocket jump, and then throws down solar flare, and LWX is thrown basically straight into the waiting arms of Xiaohu, who just beats him to death with his fist and his wine bottle. And then Ming catching out here, nice little stopwatch, blocking out from the accelerated shock blast damage as little tussle going here on the side. This is kind of what we were watching and I was going through. Xiaohu and Nuguri. Xiaohu basically so tanky with his W, able to just resist, and then Gala jumping in to be his hero, and then Xiaohu just jumping in with his body slam, just tossing around Nuguri. Really, really good play coming in here. RNG in full control of this game. 3,000 gold lead has been acquired. towers are even, but with this Rift Herald spawning, I think it's pretty fair to say that that is not going to be the case for very long, because Rift Herald is at least a certain, almost guaranteed one tower in favor of RNG. Of course, it could be two depending on how they play. It looks like Nuguri is able to just get some tower damage back over here. Will be using his W up to accelerate the taking of the tower. FPX playing the side lanes pretty well, all things considered. I'm not quite sure. How do they win this? They need to dive onto RNG, but RNG are going to be pretty hard to dive on. It looks like whoever pulls the trigger here first wins. Between FPX and RNG, whoever pulls the trigger first, whoever gets on top of each other's squishies first wins. Stopwatch is available for Crying, and the upgraded version, i.e. Zhonya's Hourglass, is available for Doing B. Doing B has not really been too impactful. It's a bit hard to jump again on a Kai'Sa who's going to be jumping on your backline if you jump her. So again, whoever jumps in first, I think, is at a slight advantage. I think Ming wants to be the one to pull the trigger. Ming wants to be the one to be able to just jump in and make the plays. As LWX now running in onto Wei, level 10 to level 11 Strikebreaker to run away. Wei did not have any other mobility spell, so he was potentially in a little bit of danger there. Didn't really have many people around him as well. FPX could have taken that fight, but they had no idea where Ming and Xiaohu were at that point in time. Looks like FPX not at all fazed by the slight bit of by the events that have transpired, are now pushing up towards the mid lane. Ming had a nice flank going on as Gala is tagged by the Shock Blast, is taken to 1/3 of his HP as Doing B is stunned out. In goes Ming with the Zenith Blade. Zhonya is coming in here, Crying with the ultimate use, only bringing in Tian as Chris jumps in. Looks like Wei is taken out instantly. Gala is being zoned by Tian in the midst of Xiaohu is in the midst of 4 people as Gala. It's a 3v3 situation as Gala flashes away from to the skies. Elder is flashing in, trying to kill him out as Chris trying to CC him, and Gala triple kill, quadra penta. What? How did that happen? I'm not. It was utter chaos, and somehow Gala walks away with that with a penta. Beautiful play coming in. He's flashing away from To the Skies and then getting jumped on by both Crisp and LWX and somehow surviving. I want to praise Ming, but Gala, I know, played that exceptionally. Can we get a replay? Really quick. Everybody is there. There's nothing to watch on this map. Can we get a replay? Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's watch. Let's see what happens here. So nice engage coming in from the flank on Ming. That pink ward was huge. And then the Zenith Blade walking in. The Orianna ultimate really just missing everything. Wei getting instantly exploded. And Gala just free hitting in the backline. Actually, Gala hasn't even been auto-attacking. Kind of gets zoned by Tian as the explosive cast coming in there from Xiaohu, trying to peel Tian away from Gala. Nice little flash to the skies. Damage still comes out as the Captain Rain finishes him off using his ultimate to get the shield. Gets actually flipped back, but Ming able to provide some CC as well. And the last auto-attack along with the Leona passive actually was enough to bring down LWX. That was huge. Honestly. Okay, I like it. So Game 2, they protected Xiaohu in lane. They protected Xiaohu. Game 3, Xiaohu returns the favor and protects Gala. Gala getting tagged for a little bit HP there, but does have the passive lifesteal from his Ravenous Hunter to sustain himself back up. Oh, Gala at 3 items now to the 1.5 of LWX. It's no wonder that things went the way they did, I suppose, as Ming tanks up the next Shock Blast. The damage really isn't huge coming in from Nuguri onto the tanks as Chris flashing in. What? Takes the mount up out of the fight. Needs to be careful, however. That was a very ambitious attempt there. He could potentially have been engaged on. Ming did have the solar flare, but I think Ming wants to catch Doing B, wants to catch out LWX as he's stunned out here by Tian by the attract repel as well coming in from Chris. Shriek and Toss is hitting onto him, but Doing B does not want to take it onto that champion. Ming is taking quite a fair chunk of damage. The Ocean Drake is on their team, so they can sustain out a little bit, but RNG have the inside track towards the base. Infernal Dragon. In fact, Infernal Soul for RNG is spawning in 15 seconds. RNG are in a very comfortable spot. It is a very nice split coming in here as Ming throws out Zenith Blade, missing out Doing B as he's spotted out by the red trinket. As in comes Tian flashing in, others flashing in as well onto Crying. It looks like it was for naught, however, as I'm not sure if they flashed in onto Gala or Crying, but Gala was there with the ultimate, able to fly in as well. Really was nothing to it, I suppose. Not quite sure what we're watching as everything goes to hell in a handbasket for FPX mid lane. Tier 1 tower, falls. Gala picks up another 2 kills on Tian and LWX. Dragon Soul going in favor of FPX. Baron now going most definitely to RNG. I think Game 3 is over as well as how did things unravel so exponentially fast there for FPX? I guess if they just don't get a lead, they just don't win the game. That's just how it seems right now as like Nuguri, he won his lane, no doubt. No jungle, not so a little bit of jungle intervention, but he still won his. Let's see what happened over there. So Tian, seeing Gala jump forward, instantly jumps on him. But look at that! Before he even gets his Stormbringer out, Gala nearly one-shots him. Gala! So much damage. He's 10-0. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Gala needs to dive in and give like 1k gold shutdowns to LWX and maybe doing B, and then proceed to run it in every single team fight, just get CC'd out and face tank everything, instantly exploded in every round for him to potentially be able to throw this game. But he has stopwatch to stop himself from doing that, and is now building towards his GA. Unbelievable. I feel like the next few fights are going to be a bit hard to shoutcast because I think they're going to be over exceptionally rapidly. I don't see a potential for anyone on the side of FPX. It's the same problem they had last game, is that Tian can't stand up to the frontline damage, as Ming could potentially be slightly caught out here. Nuguri coming in with the Shout Blast as well, but Ming threatening to go in. Xiao, who does have teleport in the bot side, Wei and Crane are just pushing it out together. A bit harder for Doing B now to clear the waves, considering that the Baron buff is empowering the minions, as FPX trying their best to look for something. Xiaohu sieging out the tier 3 top lane tower, as Gala is now rotating through the jungle. Rest of RNG are trying to run away, as Ming gets tagged by To The Sky teleport coming in there from Xiaohu, as Nuguri is just jumped onto, gets taken out by Nuguri Stormbringer out, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case, as Xiaohu is running forward. Gala does have his ultimate, uses it onto LWX, actually face planting into the door, but apparently it was enough with the Cathian raid, as Gala and Xiaohu are still chasing out Chris in the bot side. Xiaohu might not be very tanky, but does have the damage, I guess, from his W. Does have the resistances from his W to tank up the tower a little bit more than expected. Gala at 12 kills. Collecting. He is the IRS right now. He is the taxpayer. He's the tax collector, as FPX is the taxpayer to this game 3, ending in a spectacular fashion in favor of RNG. 25-minute game, 20 kills, 2-6. Almost a 9k gold lead going in favor of RNG. I expect they feel fantastic about themselves. Xiaohu doing his job top lane. He might have lost it, but he absorbed the pressure. Bot lane of RNG, big plays being made. Nuguri not really able to do too much, neither was Crisp or Nuguri in this situation. I suppose we just have to see what happens in game 4. Will it be the last game? Will FPX come back swinging as they have done versus EDG? This is FPX are no strangers to the pressure it comes from having to perform at the highest level. So the question is now, will we see a game 5? What will happen in game 4? Is RNG's tempo, what's the word? Momentum that they have managed to acquire across these 3 games, is it enough to bring them in to represent the LPL for MSI? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's all speculation at this point in time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for game 4. What potentially could be the turning point for FPX or the end game for RNG. Thank you so much again, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see ya!